Good morning students, standard and subject social science. Now we are start a revision session. So first of all, I'll tell you how many chapters we have completed. So we have completed chapter number 1, 2, 6, 8 and 9. Total 5 chapters we have completed. But today we'll take a revision session for the chapter number 1, Heritage of India. Now before start the revision, I'll tell you one small instructions that listen carefully. With this video, you will be having one question bank. It means either it may be you will be getting 1 marks or objective type questions, even though 2 and 3 marks also. But listen carefully, 2 and 3 marks questions no need to write, because that 2 and 3 marks questions you just prepare from the worksheet. Now here the revision session is there, so we will not discuss a lot. We'll just take a glance over the topic whichever we have conducted during that particular session. So we'll not write the exact point which are the points of this particular main point. Now, and if you have any doubt regarding that, so you can take the help of that last video also, or that particular video of that chapter, even though you will be having the worksheet also. So let's start the chapter number 1, Heritage of India. First of all, we need to understand the word heritage. What is heritage? So heritage means whatever is obtained from generation to generation, it is called heritage. For example, what our forefather, or you can say our ancient peoples, has gifted us, that is called, you can say, heritage, or whatever we get from generation to generation, and it is continuously progressing. You just see that we are developing, because the culture is a part of heritage. That we will discuss later also, but we get the word heritage, whatever we obtain or receive from generation to generation, it is called heritage. Now just look at a glance of the first point, India, location and area. That we have already learned in standard 9 that India in terms of area is at the 7th rank, and in terms of population India is at 2nd rank after China. So that we have already discussed. Now second thing is about rich and varied heritage. So here the two words, rich and varied heritage. It means our motherland has bestowed to us a great gift, to us, not only to us, even the entire world. Because the culture whichever is found in Indian people is not found anywhere in the entire world. Because three things, for example, Sat, Chit and pleasure, it means Anand, that are realized in our culture. No other country in the world that having these three things together in that culture. Apart from this, the non-violence and peace. So non-violent and peace, these both the things are realized in our culture also, and it is accepted and admired by the world also. Today the many countries are adopted these two things in their culture. Apart from this, we are continuously progressing, because we have rich and varied heritage. Why? Because we have rich and varied heritage, so we can say that one generation to another generation, it will be continuously progressing. So how it will be continuously progressing? Who made that part, or who make this continuous progress? So we'll tell that sages, historians, artisans, these all peoples, even scientists, mathematicians, okay, these all peoples are contributed a lot in our culture, so that we continuously progressing. So this is the second topic that we have discussed, rich and varied heritage of India. Next one, the meaning of culture. So in generally we hear this word everywhere. So before explore this, I will tell you, culture means art of living, or you can say way of living. Apart from this, that we can say culture is a total habits, customs and values. Even though we can say culture is a mode of change in a public life, that is also called culture. But the culture is seen different from region to region, or even you can say person to person. Even though we can write another three definition of culture in one liner. For example, culture means a journey of a man from cave to home. Then culture means journey of a man from darkness to light. So these are the things which through these words we can understand what is culture. It means culture means there is a one word, total of habits. It means whatever the habits we have understood. For example, in your family members, many things you are learning from your fathers or even forefathers. So it is a part of culture. Now that we have learned the words culture. Now cultural heritage of India. It means here the heritage is divided into two parts. For example, heritage is divided into two parts: cultural heritage and natural heritage. Here we will be having the two parts of heritage: cultural heritage and natural heritage. So how we can define these two words? So let's explore with these words. Natural. First of all, natural heritage means you can say a close relations between the environment, human, that is the close relations between land, environment and human. It is called, or you can say nature, not the land, we can say nature, environment and human. The close relations between these three persons, or you can say three triangle, it is called natural heritage. Even though in simple words we can say that natural heritage means what? The gift which is given by the God, or you can say God gifted. There isn't any involvement of man in the natural heritage. For example, we take the example of mountain, forest, river, desert, valleys. These are the part of natural heritage. Now, apart from this, in detail we can talk about that. Natural heritage is comprised of four segments, and they are: first one, landscapes; second one is rivers; third one is about vegetation; and fourth one is about wildlife. So these are the four segments of natural heritage. So let's explore one by one. Landscape. What is landscape? Landscape means a different shapes of land. Otherwise, you can say landscapes are created due to the different shapes of land. For example, Himalaya. Now Himalaya is the one landscapes. What we can find in the Himalaya? So we can find that strange birds, animals, or you can say rare species of trees and vegetation we can find in the Himalaya, or you can say in this mountain or landscapes. Apart from this, bringing rivers, or you can say many rivers are flowing from the Himalaya. For example, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, etc. These rivers are flowing from the Himalaya. Even though many pilgrim places are also part of the Himalaya. For example, Amarnath, Badrinath and Kedarnath. These are the famous pilgrim places are also located in landscape. So landscape is a part of natural heritage that we understood the close relation between this. Now rivers. Now rivers from ancient time, the rivers are contributed a lot in our life. For example, the Ganga, the Yamuna, the Godavari, the Krishna, the Kaveri, the Narmada. These are the rivers who contributed a lot in the nature and make the human life better. Because the river water generally we are using for our drinking purpose, or for example, not any living organism on the world those who can survive without the water. So water is a part of our life. So river contributed a lot. Even though the river water is useful for the irrigation purpose, even in the industries also. So many lists. If we make a list out of the uses of rivers, or you can say water, so it is too huge. So it is a part of revision session, so we just took a glance on it. Then third one is vegetation. Now vegetation means in Indian people, or you can say Indians are nature lover, or you can say since ancient times. Why? Because there is a close relations between, or you can say worshipping to trees, flowers and shrubs. That is why it is called that the Indians are the nature lovers. And best example of that, in many religions we have seen that people, tulsi and basils are worshipped. If you remember that on the day of Vad Savitri, the women are moving towards the banyan tree. So it is a part of one religious part. So it means that we are worshipping to the banyan tree. So vegetations. Here in the vegetations we can talk about other thing also. For example, in vegetations many medicinal plants are there which are useful for to making the medicine. For example, amla, aloe vera, herde. So these are the medicinal plants which are used in our different medicines. Apart from this, many flowering plants are there. They are offering to us some flowers that we offer to the while we are worshipping to the god, we are offering that flowers. So this is the part of vegetation. Now wildlife. As usual, one more time we can say Indian peoples are nature lovers because many animals are pet or you can say domesticated in our surrounding areas. Or even though many animals, if we make a list out the animals, many species of animals we can find in our country. For example, tiger, lion, leopard, bear, deer. So it's a jungle or you can say rhino. These are the jungle animals which are found in our country. But the main thing is that in our religious status, we just see that some of the animals are used as a vehicle of god and goddess. For example, tiger, peacock, and eagle. So these are the animals or birds which are used as a vehicle of god and goddesses. So this is also part of natural heritage. So here 4 segments we have learned that about natural heritage. Now we learn that natural heritage. Now it's the time to cultural heritage. So first of all, definition about cultural heritage. What is cultural heritage? So for example, first of all, in simple word we can say cultural heritage means man-made heritage. Whatever the man obtain or create or you can say created by his own skill, intelligence or you can say tech, it is called cultural heritage. Even though our ancestors or you can say forefathers gifted to us, it is also called part of cultural heritage. Now we'll take one glance over that. Cultural heritage includes that for example the art and architecture is of 5,000 years old. This is the part of our cultural heritage. Even though we can find that some of the figures of god, animals, birds that is found in our surroundings, it is also part of cultural heritage. Even though you can say statue of Gautam Buddha that in a meditative mode, so a bearded man. So these are the examples of our cultural heritage. Even though in cultural heritage we can include for example, cultural heritage means what we have already told that whatever is received or created by man, it is called cultural heritage. So we take a list of cultural heritage. So first of all we can say forts, then palaces, tomb, temple, then mosque, viharas, chaityas. So these are the examples we can find for the is a part of cultural heritage. Apart from this, you can say our historical places of our freedom movement is also part of cultural heritage. For example, Dandi, Sabarmati Ashram. So these are the places which are also part of cultural heritage. Even though our historians, sages, scientists, mathematicians or other discoveries which are made by human, it is also the part of cultural heritage. Now students, we have completed these two topics, natural and cultural heritage. Now cultural heritage of Gujarat, it means whichever the places of Gujarat which is a part of our cultural heritage. So first of all we can say 3 places. For example, Lothal in Dholka Taluka, then you can say Dholavira in Kutch district and the Rangpur in Surendranagar Taluka. So sorry district. So these are the part of a place or you can say which is included in our cultural heritage. Apart from this, Victory Tower of Vadnagar, then Sidi Syed Grid, then Seking Minaret, Jama Masjid, Tomb of Hadisi. So these are the part of places of cultural heritage. Apart from this, many other also there. For example, Sun Temple of Modera, or stone inscription of King Ashok. So these are the places, or you can say part of our cultural heritage. As it is a revision session, we can take a just glance over it. Apart from this, social and tourism places are also the part of our cultural heritage. In that we have included first of all that Polo Forest in Sabarkantha district, Kite Festival, even though Kakariya Carnival, which are very famous right now, and apart from this Ranotsav, which are mostly the people are visiting that in the Kutch. So these are the social tourism places are also part of cultural heritage. Now apart from this, we'll be having the one list in this chapter is that a place, even though fairs, and the last one is that time or tithi, which is the part of these places, or you can say fairs. Now some famous fairs, if we talk about that, in that first number is that Modera Fair, which is celebrated in majorly in Modera in the third week of January. Now apart from this, that Bhadarvi Fair of Ambaji is also well known. So this is the one kind of part of our cultural heritage. Now we'll discuss another topic, that is India, land and people, that we will discuss. Another topic is that India, land and people. Some people are thinking about that that Dravidians were the most ancient people of our country. But before the Dravidians, that 6 tribes came to India. That is proved by our historians also. So let's take a glance of it. First of all, Negrito, or you can say Hapsi people. Now Hapsi people, they are coming from Africa via Balochistan. And students, most important thing is that in examinations, most probably if any one tribe will ask as a particular short note, so at that time you need to write 3 things. First of all, from where they are coming, what are the specialities and their physical features. This is the most 3 important things that you need to mention in the answer in your examination. So first of all, Negrito, or you can say Hapsi people, which are coming from Africa, Balochistan, their physical characteristics are like that. They are short in height, 4 to 5 feet height, curly hair and black skin. So this is the physical features of Hapsi people. Apart from that, astroloid people. Now if you remember from where the astroloid is come, so look at the word astroloid. For example, it is a India and it is a Australia. Understood? So Australia is exactly located to the south side of India, but which side? East side. So it is called southeast. So astroloid people is coming from the southeast of Asia, and the Aryans who came later called them as the Nisal people also. Even though the tribes of astroloid peoples are called Munda and Khasi, which are described in the history also. Then astroloid peoples are clever people. They are woven the cotton cloth also. So these are their physical characteristic is that they are also black in color with a broad head. Okay, so they are also short in height. Now next one is Dravidians. Actually in examinations this question is asked for 3 marks. Describe the cultures of Dravidians or write a short note on Dravidians. So here we need to discuss a lot. We take us some of the points of Dravidians. Now actually the Dravidians are the originally of Indians. They are not coming from any other part of the world. They are actually the creator of Stone Age, even though they are the part of Mohenjo-daro culture. Dravidians gave the concept mother as a goddess and father as a god. That is why you can say the concept is organized, or you can say create is that Lord Shiv and Mother Parvati was developed in our country. Then Dravidians gave the concept of worshipping the nature with the help of Dhruv, Deep and Aarti. Even though they are applying the matriarchal system, even they are having the intercaste marriages also. But due to the arrivals of the Aryans, Dravidians shifted to the south of India, or you can say South India. That is why we can find that right now also in South India there will be a different languages which are belongs to a Dravidian family. For example, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam. So these are the, you can say, informations that we have discussed about the Dravidians. After that, Mongoloid people. Actually the Mongoloids came from the North China and via Tibet, and they were settled in the Assam, Bhutan and you can say West Bengal and part of Odisha. Their physical characteristic is that they will be having the yellow complexion, flat face, chubby cheeks and almond shaped eyes, and they are short in height. They are also known as the Kirat. It means they are known as the one more kind of name is, it is called Kirat. Why they are known as the Kirat? Because due to their yellow complexion, the skin is yellowish color, that is why it is known as Kirat people. Apart from this, Alpine, Generic and Arbanoid, these three tribes, why I have written the name together? Because they will be having the similarities and they are coming from the Central Asia, and still we can find that this type kind of people, or this tribe of peoples we find in Gujarat and Saurashtra. This was the part of this that we can find this kind of tribes. After that, the Aryans. Here also there is a 2 or 3 marks questions. Write a short note on the Aryan culture or describe the Aryans in detail. So first of all, in ancient times, Hindus were called Aryans, or the areas where the Aryans were densely populated, that area is called Aryapratas. Even though that area is also known as Sapta Sindhu, because 7 rivers is flowing towards that area. Most important thing about, or amazing fact about the Aryan is that Aryan is only the tribe which is clever in comparison of contemporary of all tribes. It means Aryan peoples are too much clever. Aryans created the hymns, it means mantras, for the different religious ceremonies, or you can say yagna yagavadis. Then Aryans were the creator of Aryan civilization in India. But if they were arrival, the Dravidians were shifted to the South India, that we have discussed. So students, here we have India, land and people, that we have discussed around 6 tribes which are found in India in ancient time. Now our next topic is that preservation and conservation of heritage. Why it is required to preserve and conserve our heritage? Because each and every aspect of Indian heritage is eye-catching and picture square. It gives the glory to the nation. It means if we have something, we can feel proud of it. So for that, in our constitutions, that is mentioned to preserve our heritage. In article number 51 bracket A, in the duty number 6, 7 and 9 in our constitution, it describes that preservation and conservation of heritage. So first of all, I have written 3 words that I will explain. These 3 words you need to understand, because what is that? First of all, to understand what we need to understand. So first of all, we need to understand the rich and varied heritage of India. Then only we give the importance to our heritage. For example, if you give importance to somebody, but before that you need to understand. So that is why to understand and give the respect or importance to the our Indian heritage. Second thing is maintain. What we need to maintain each and every parts of our country. For example, forest, tank, river, these all the natural resources we need to maintain, clean and neat. So it is also mentioned in our constitution in duty number 7. And the last one is protection. What we need to protect? So first of all, protection of our public property and giving up violence. So these are the things that we have discussed, or it is given in the article 51 bracket A in our constitutions. So it is a part of a preservation and conservation of heritage. But now here we have completed the entire chapter. We will be having the entire information of each and every topic. Apart from this, we will be having the worksheet of each and every topic. So after that, you can refer the worksheet, and whatever the question today you will be getting in the form of assignment, no need to write it, just prepare it, and it will be helpful for your last test. Thank you, students.